Hello all, welcome to the Luscious.life part 2, lashes, and we're about to get started.
All right, so we have Lucia laying here, and we've already gone through our consultation. We've talked about the most important things, the looks that she's looking for, any health concerns, changes in her medication, if she was on any medication, and kind of checked the integrity of her lashes, her lash line, and her eyes. And then we did our consultation to kind of go for the look that she's looking for. Lucia has beautiful big brown eyes, so we've decided to go with what we call an open eye, where we go from short to longest part in the middle of the eye back down to short. That really gives a really great open eye, and it's a super beautiful look on 99% of the population out there. So what I'm going to do first is, she came with clean eyelashes, which is great, but I'm going to prime her lashes just to help remove any excess oils so we have the best retention possible. So I'm doing a set of volume lashes on Lucia, and for me, I like to pre-make every single one of my fans. I pre-make each fan specifically for that individual lash. By doing that, I maintain the integrity of her eyelash line, and I can also create the look that I want while making sure that her lash line stays nice and healthy. There's a lot of misconceptions saying that volume lashes aren't as healthy for the natural lash, or they're too heavy and they can do damage. If you do not have someone who is trained in doing volume lashes, that can be the case. But volume lashes are actually a lighter weight than a classic lash. So I use a far lighter weight lash when I'm doing my volume lashes. And so the lash that I'm putting on now is less than one classic lash the weight is less than one classic lash that I would traditionally put on Lucia. She was wearing classic lashes before. So there is a lot of misconceptions with volume lashes, but as long as you are choosing someone who is trained and knows what they're doing and is comfortable and has good isolation, then you should have no problem, and you should have a great feeling set of lashes. Some things that we don't normally talk about but are super important is, it's okay to ask the person who's doing your lashes what they use to sanitize and clean. That is probably one of the biggest things that you need to ask, one of the most important things that you need to know. Choosing a lash artist who is Alberta Health certified, who uses Alberta Health standards in their 3-step of decontamination for their tools. You are working around people's eyes, so it is really important to choose someone who does take that time to make sure and ensure that every single tool that they're using is wiped down, cleaned, and sterilized properly. And it's okay to ask your lash artist what they use and if they do it and their methods. And you know what? If they can't tell you, then they're not the lash artist for you. So right now we are currently just finishing up one of Lucia's eyes. We're just working on isolation. Some tips that I like to leave with everybody are things to consider when you're choosing a lash artist. Make sure that they are using a high quality lash. Some silk lashes, which will be softer, will eventually, after a couple of weeks, lose 30% of their curl, but cheaper lashes will lose their curl much faster. So there is a few things you need to know for after your home care maintenance of your lashes. So I would say about 50% of the retention that you're going to get will be on the application of your lash artist and how she applies the lashes. The other 40% is going to be how you maintain your lashes at home, which will directly affect the retention that you're going to have. So I had a client who was pulling her lashes and rubbing and scrubbing her lashes. She came back to me and was kind of concerned, as she had lost several of her lashes, almost her whole entire eye. In consultation with her, we did learn that she was aggressively scrubbing her lashes. You should lightly brush your lashes and wipe them and dab them. Never scrub them, always rub with them. Never brush your lashes while they're wet. Pat them dry and then brush. But it is so important to clean your lashes. You want to make sure that you're staying away from oil products, so only using oil-free products to help the retention of your lashes. No wiping, no pulling, no picking, and no water, mist, saunas, sweating for 24 hours after your first set to help with your retention. There's a few things that can happen. So right now, if you're currently a lash wearer and you've noticed that you're shedding a lot more than normal, that's very, very, very common. We have what's called fall shed, where your eyes will shed up to 30% more lashes. So with that being said, that's something to kind of take into consideration when you're getting your lashes done in the fall. Maybe book 2-week fills opposed to 3-week fills, but it is nothing that your lash artist is doing wrong. It has everything to do with our environment and what's going on with our outside weather will directly affect how your lashes are shedding. Also, we have about 115 to 160 lashes per eye, and on average you can lose about 25 lashes a week. So that's about 75 lashes in a 3-week period that you will naturally shed just from how your hair naturally sheds. So you'll find that you'll have times of higher shed during higher hormonal periods. Right now, I'm currently not wearing eyelash extensions because I just had a baby about 4 months ago and I was suffering from pretty severe postnatal shed. So these are all things to take into consideration. Not saying that you can't not wear lashes right after you have a baby, but to be aware that you're at a higher risk for postnatal shed and that you may not be as happy with your long-term results as you had normally been prior to having your baby. There's a lot of different factors in what will help your retention, but if you can brush your lashes and keep your lashes clean and using oil-free products, you should have no problem with your retention. As we're getting close to finishing Lucia's lashes, I'm going to go over some aftercare instructions with her just one more time so she knows how to take care of these when she gets home. So number 1, do not get these wet for the first 24 hours. That's no sweat, no steam, no water, nothing. When you're at home, you're going to want to use oil-free products around your eyes. No oil or anything like that. That'll break down the adhesive. Also, aftercare instructions, no picking. That will cause breakage to the natural lash and damage the follicle of your actual eyelash there. What other things you want to watch out for are no eyelash curlers. Eyelash curlers will damage the adhesive, damage your eyelashes, and there's no need for them. Especially with Lucia, I decided we went with a bit of a curlier lash just for her. Another thing is, if you are feeling a little sparse, please talk to your lash artist. Do not use mascara. Mascara usually contains some oils and will break down the adhesive. Also with volume lashes, since they are fans, the mascara will clump the lashes together, making your lashes look even more sparse and worse than they were before you put the mascara on them. So just some quick aftercare tips. Brush and blot dry and brush your lashes frequently. If you're going to use a lash shampoo, there are lots of lash shampoos out there which are fabulous and that I can highly recommend depending on the brand of lash that you're using. Well, you can use any shampoo actually, really, it doesn't matter which brand you're using. But just make sure that it's gentle and oil-free. and you don't pick. Do you have any questions for me, Luch?
I do. So if you are wearing eyeshadow, any tips for taking off your eye makeup and not destroying your lashes?
For me personally, I like to, I wear a lot of really, really glittery eyeshadow, a lot of shimmery eyeshadow, which can actually make your lashes look duller as the time goes, because that shimmer gets stuck in the lashes and in between it and whatnot. So what I recommend for that is using an oil-free makeup wipe to gently wipe the lids of your eyelashes. The lids of your eyes, sorry, not your eyelashes. The lids of your eyes to really get that glittery eyeshadow off. Okay. And then go in, gently wash your lashes with gentle soap and water that's oil-free. And then blot your lashes dry, and then make sure you brush them, and that's going to give them that full fluffy look again.
Okay. And blot with what would you suggest to blot dry?
Just a towel, just a gentle towel. Me personally, one of the things I use, this is just a personal use, is I use the makeup erasers. You can get them at Sephora. They're great. They're like a microfiber cloth. They work really, really well, and I can get a lot of my eye makeup off without using a harsh soap without using a soap or anything like that. So that makes it really, really...
Okay, and where can they find you on Facebook?
You can find me at Lush Lash YYC on Instagram and Facebook.
Yay! And I will see everybody in part 3 of the video when I'm all done and not taped up. So you can see the finished look, which I'm sure you can see right now. Coming closer. Show the lash.
Yes, this is our done eye. We haven't gone through and checked our work yet, but we're just finishing up this. It's normal for your eyelashes to look a little disheveled while I'm isolating and getting in there. But we'll look forward to seeing you guys again later.
Thanks for having me, Lucia. Bye.